Danes. Christian Busch Poulsen got it all wrong, and the Dutch are in front.
Simon Poulsen, the left back, we talked about him in the first half, about not having loads of experience. But the ball put through to Van Persie, a little bit more direct from the orange. The first start of the second half, it's a dangerous ball in, but really horrible clearance from Poulsen. He tries to turn it upfield. It comes off the back. That's what happened. Okay, now we can see a little bit more of Agger. The Liverpool centre back, Daniel Agger, comes off the back of him, and unfortunately for the Danish team, it's an own goal.
Well, Simon Busch Poulsen, as you said, didn't exactly get the header right, but it cannoned off the back of Daniel Agger. It'll go down as Agger's own goal.
Yeah. And from our angle, it was tough to see the initial header. It looked awkward as it redirected, coming off of Daniel Agger. But again, that is from the Dutch pushing forward a little bit quicker. You saw them being more aggressive just to start of the second half.
Well, we've seen high-profile goalkeeping errors in the World Cup, and that's the first own goal of the World Cup. Not a statistic that is wanted by any player. Daniel Agger will claim it, and the Dutch, John, have got off to the perfect start in the second half, having really toiled for huge portions of the first half. Robin Van Persie it was who was the architect of that burst into the penalty area. Got around Thomas Sorensen. The initial chance seemed to have gone, and the cross that he delivered really should have been dealt with.
Van Persie always loves to get his crosses in on his left foot. He forces it back in, provides a good service. It's a dangerous ball. It wasn't dealt with properly by the Denmark defense. It'll be interesting to see, though. Maybe, Adrian, this opens up the game even a little bit more. So Denmark's got to get back into it at some point.
Well, the Danes started to enjoy perhaps a greater share of possession in the last 10 minutes of the first half, but they will be rocked by that early development in the second. First own goal of this World Cup, the 29th if you're keeping count in the history of the tournament. Martin Jorgensen. What can the Danes do? They showed their resiliency during qualification. John, you mentioned it in the first half, that amazing win in Portugal they produced in Lisbon. They were twice behind in that game, 1-0 and 2-1. Came back to win it 3-2. That was some time ago now. They've only once failed to score in 13 World Cup games, Denmark, and that was against England in the first knockout round in 2002.
That's right, in that game you go back to 3-2 over Portugal. Nicholas Bender scored in there, Christian Poulsen and Daniel Jensen.
Robin Van Persie has picked up a booking there. Simon Schär seemed to make the most of the collision. There is Simon Schär. Most highly rated centre-backs in all of European football at the age of 20. Lots of big teams interested in obtaining his signature. He's a boyhood Liverpool fan, has already said he'd like to play for them.
Yeah, and then he kind of retracted that statement and said, well, that's not the only club I want to play for. He's looking for other options, I'm sure, but Palermo wants to keep a hold of him.
I mean, it was a big club and country duel at the back. Schär and Agger. It's Agger on the ball now. Nice turn from Bender. Busch Poulsen. Positive run. The last touch cannoned off his shins. And behind for a goal kick. There's the own goal again.
Now he looks to turn it and it redirects off the back of Daniel Agger. Can't do anything about it. That's just unfortunate. So does the credit go to Poulsen for the header, or are they giving the credit to Agger coming off his back? I would think it'd be unfair to Agger. They gave it the own goal.
Unfair, but I think that's perhaps the way they're going to go, John, with the final touch. Inadvertent. Who it was, we'll see. The Dutch will be presented with a gift from their near neighbours.
Many gifts given this World Cup. Sharouchi from Algeria giving Slovenia a gift in their first World Cup win. Here's another one.
Another kick off it up. It's Van Persie who doesn't take advantage of it. It was Couch who slipped him in. Van Persie just seemed to delay his final decision.
Oh, bad giveaway here from Schär in the back, and Couch puts it right on his foot. Van Persie a bit slow at his first touch. It's too big. It takes him wide of the goal. And you have to give credit to the keeper, Sorensen, who comes out and shuts down the angle. Wasted opportunity for the Dutch. Simon Schär, a giveaway, and he said that he needs to work on his distribution out of the back. In number 3.
Van Bommel. Near the approaching footsteps of Jorgensen. Poulsen digging in. Up on the ground for his troubles. There's his club football in the Netherlands with AZ Alkmaar.
Van de Veer coming right over the ball. That's a dangerous one, right on top of the ankle. Gregory Van de Veer, the number 2 right back for the Netherlands, coming forward quite a bit in the first half. If he continues to do that, it's going to open up space for them down the right.
Schär the target. Tyson responding with the defensive header. Dennis Romadal.
Oh, great skill.
Chicanery from the Ajax man. He once clocked 100 metres in 10.2 seconds, Dennis Romadal. Quite as fast nowadays as he used to be.
Is that with the ball or without?
Still the Danes pressing, but the referee's whistle brings that to a halt. Martin Olsen deep in thought. That's how they spell in Dutch football, Martin Olsen. With Ajax in the 1990s. Jacobsen. Schär across to Agger. As the Danes build again from the back. Romadal the targets. Plenty of time for Van Bronckhorst to intervene. Well, you were right, John. They are officially crediting the own goal. Simon Busk Poulsen. It's not going to be given to Agger.
Yeah, well, as a former player, I would be very upset if it came off my back and went in. Now it's credited with the own goal.
Schneider to Van der Vaart. There's Robin Van Persie. I thought there was an overlapping run from Van Bronckhorst. Dutch have only ever lost one of their last 12 group games at World Cup finals. That was all the way back in 1994 against Belgium. Never failed to get out of the group stages in